Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to this episode of Jim's 5 a.m. Club. What I've done this morning on this magnificent Australia Day is I've gone a little off the beaten track in order to bring you a magnificent view of Port Stephens. I'm up here on Mount Tomaree for those who know the area, and as you can see, I've come out here on the cliff face, right on the edge of the cliff, and I've got Zenith Beach, which is down there, Box Beach, which is over there, and Wreck Beach, which is there, and then of course we've got the sand spit which joins Fingal Bay with Shark Island, and right out there on the point is the lighthouse on Shark Island. But because I've come out here to the edge, I've also got another perspective. I can see Shoal Bay as well. So I've got a view from all the way from Halifax Park, Nelson Point over there, all the way across all the way around to the sun rising in the east. A little bit of cloud cover today, but it's okay. It's Australia Day, a day where we pay homage to our elders past and present, my elders who came from overseas, the boat people, the people who came on the Patris, who came on all the other boats which brought migrants from their homelands in Europe or from all the other continents of the world and brought them to set up home, to set up a new home in this wonderful country. So happy Australia Day to everybody, and we must never ever forget that it was the work, it was the efforts of the migrants, the people who chose to come here, as well as those who didn't choose to come here, that shaped this wonderful country and made it one of the best countries in the whole wide world. So what I'd like to do today is go through a book summary, and today's book summary is entitled Bold, by a dual authorship of Peter Diamandis and Steve Kotler. Last week I tried to do this book summary, but unfortunately my phone ran out of battery at about the 10-minute mark, so I wasn't able to complete it to my satisfaction. So what I've decided to do today is to do it again, do a second take of the video and see where it can lead us. So the author kicks off the book with a very, very wise and worldly quote, where he says that right now, and for the first time ever, a passionate and committed individual has access to the technology, to the minds, and to the capital required to take on any challenge. The time now, we are at the point in the history of mankind that we have technologies, we have capital, and we have the will to basically help propel mankind to bigger and better achievements. So the author reminds us once again that the power to change the world is in your hands, and it's in your hands right now, because we have smartphones, we have air travel, we have every possible technology via the internet to enable us to share, to collaborate, to cooperate with people from all over the world. And that power is increasing and will continue to increase exponentially. So you guessed it, if today's the best time in the history of mankind, then tomorrow is going to be even better, even more powerful, according to the author. Let me just step down here for a second and I'll continue the book summary. I'll just get another vantage point. Check this out. How wonderful is this? Anyway, so according to Moore's law, Gordon Moore was an executive at Intel. He worked at Intel and he was the founder, should I say, of Intel. And he came up with a law called Moore's law. And Moore's law basically says that computational power doubles every 12 months. So through digitization, through the power of computers and computer chips, what we're able to do is we're able to not only make things smaller, but also more powerful, quicker, and cheaper. So what we're saying here is that things are going to get bigger and better as time goes on. So to put things into perspective, the author gives us an example and says that the smartphone that I have here today is 1,000,000 times cheaper than a supercomputer from the 1970s. But it's also 1,000 times more powerful. So the technology that I have, the technology that my children have, the technology that my grandchildren have in their homes and in their hands is 1,000 times more powerful than the technology that helped man get on the moon. Just think about it. We've got no excuse to not excel. So growth and power, according to Gordon Moore, is infinite because of digitization. And the other important point to make is that power and digitization, this remarkable power, has been democratized. It's been made available to people from all over the world. Having a mobile phone, having a smartphone, a smart device, being on the internet is available to each and every person on the planet. It's available to everybody. So everybody potentially has the ability to partake in this wonderful future, I can say, and what this author is saying. So what the author goes on to say as well is that this exponential improvement in technology is going to shape our future in more ways than one. Business, education, the medical profession, you name it, travel, everything is going to benefit by the digitization and through technology. Just like in ancient times, technology shaped ancient cultures, and the people who took up and applied the technologies were the ones who advanced their societies, their communities the fastest. And of course, it swept. Other people learned from other people's successes, and we had the compounding effect, the compounding impact, which made the world even better and even more capable of growing. Because we've learned over time that learning is the art of adding the unknown to the known. And the more you know, the more you learn, the more you can know, the more you can learn. So it's all about applying the knowledge is the key point. Just so you know where I'm standing on a cliff face here, and it's just a 300, 400 metre drop. So it is quite hairy. So I'll just sit down for a second and just relax and take in this vista, this view. So what else was the author talking about here? What they're basically saying is that artificial intelligence, AI, is an area of new technology that is going to explode and going to deliver, without doubt, the greatest breakthroughs. And that capped with sensor technology and artificial intelligence, digitalisation, wireless communication. All of those things, when you add them together, are going to be the foundation of a brand new, magnificent world. So just to put it into words that I guess we could all understand, Siri is just at the beginning. So being able to talk and having a computer or a device communicate back to you or submit to your instructions is just at the beginning. So robotisation and all of those things are about to take off. At the moment, we've got things like smartwatches, which will track our steps, our heart rate, our stress levels, our sleep. We've got glasses that can track how much you drink, plants that can tweet to us when they need to be watered. You know, sensors, the whole sensor technology is going to explode in ways that we've never ever quite thought about before and thought possible. But it is happening, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen, and it's going to happen big. So anybody who's positioning themselves in front of explosive growth is going to reap the rewards, no doubt, over the next decade or two. The author also talked about other things. They talked about a thing called skunk methodology, saying that the whole way of us working, collaborating, and making the most of things is changing as well. You know, you can build a business via the internet. You don't need to have all the technologies. You don't need to have the factory. You don't need to have the workspace. You don't need to be in the same location, the same geography as the people that you work with, because we are into the era of conceptualization and concept and ideas formation and creation, where one idea can build 1,000 ideas, and those 1,000 ideas can change people's lives from all over the world. So this whole skunk methodology that we're talking about was developed back in the 1940s, back in 1943, where a group of engineers developed a fighter jet using skunk technology, where a jet was created in 143 days. And it just goes to show that when you put a group together that can collaborate freely and cooperate with free decision making, with plenty of the right resources, with one single goal, which is clear and unambiguous, with no bureaucracy, and working on this isolated, focused environment, can create absolute miracles. So it just goes to show that things are going to change, and things are going to change potentially for the better, for those who are early adopters and for those who are going to leverage the technologies that we have. So the author basically finished up by saying that the world, regardless of what you think, regardless of what people say, the world is a better place today, a much better place today than what it was ever in any other time in the history of mankind. The average person today can live better than the kings of Europe, the kings of the past. You can be working class living in Australia and live much better than what a king would have lived in ancient times. You're bound to live longer, you're bound to have access to more travel, to more knowledge, to more experience, and to more connections with people, and instantaneous connections. And this is all because of technology, the technology that we've got available to us here and now, and the technology which is going to continue to grow and develop and to generate jobs, ideas, and futures that we today, I today, could never have ever imagined. Anyway, I think I'll call it there. So thank you very much for joining me on this episode of Jim's 5am Club. As I said, I'm perched up on a cliff face, inches away from the edge. There's a 300 or 400 metre drop a sheer drop to the bottom, as you can see. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful start to Australia Day 2022. So I thought I'd do the right thing and help vicariously celebrate, showcase and highlight the beauty of this country that we live in. A country that our parents, the migrants, our grandparents, our forefathers help establish, to perfect, and to help make what it is today, and to once again echo the Christian message that we are all brothers in arms. We are all entitled to enjoy this gift of creation, but nobody is entitled more than anybody else. At the end of the day, anybody who is made a citizen today is just as entitled as a person who was born here, or a person whose forefathers were born here thousands of years ago. So let's help make the most of this country. Let's make the most of Australia. Let's celebrate together with respect, respecting each other's contribution, respecting each other's place, respecting each other's footprint. Because as we said, there is only one and one only owner of creation, and that's God, and the rest of us are here to enjoy it as leaseholders, to make the most and to lay a footprint in the sands and to be thankful for what we have. So take care, everybody. Yassas. Bye for now. And I look forward to coming to you again from a different place, a different location, with a different message of empowerment, where we can live, learn and pass it on, and we can hopefully incorporate the learnings, the encouragement, the vision into our daily decision-making processes. Yassas, take care, and bye for now.